Hello and welcome back to another episode of the ZigWheels ZigTalk. This time we're talking about Toyota. Now, heads up, this isn't really going to be a very long video because Toyota sent out a press release that was cryptic and reveals what you can expect both at the same time, right? So Toyota said they're going to be showcasing the today, the tomorrow, and the future.
Aren't the last two things the same thing?
Clearly Toyota thinks they aren't. But anyway, speaking of today, that obviously refers to Toyota's current lineup. So everything from the Leva, the Etios Cross, the Etios Sedan, Innova, Fortuner, Prius. So yeah, that's going to be on display. But that's something that's already on sale. Not all that exciting for us at least, but what is exciting for us is their first all-new product for 2018 and for India. That is the Toyota Vios, right? Now, what the Vios essentially is, it's a C-segment sedan. It is that step up from the Etios. And yeah, it is going to compete against the likes of the Maruti Ciaz, the Hyundai Verna, the Honda City. What's most important for Toyota is to get that blend of being plush, practical and reliable right? Because the Etios for the longest time, it has had that utilitarian image.
Now, for the longest time, they've needed a product of this sort so they can actually show that they are capable of making premium sedans that are in more affordable segments, because even the Camry is 40 plus and they don't really have anything else between the Etios and the Camry and the Altis also. So even the Altis falls into a premium segment. You're talking about 20 lakh plus on the road. And this is a fast moving segment. It's important not just for volume sales, but also for image building for Toyota itself.
And I think there is that need to move away from the Etios's utilitarian image. So maybe the Vios gets the same engines, but maybe in a higher state of tune, just to give it that bit of differentiation from the Etios. Now we know that the Vios is coming for sure. And that brings me to this SUV that I personally think is perfect for India.
But the Auto Expo is a bit tricky. So this is the Toyota Rush. There have been rumors about this SUV coming to India since its previous generation. The new version was just shown in November 2017 in Indonesia. And this is a compact-ish SUV, not a sub-4 meter SUV per se, but it is a 7-seater competing with the likes of your Dusters and Cretas and BRVs of the world, importantly.
Think of it essentially as Toyota's version of the BRV.
Pretty much. So this is a rugged-built SUV, something that would sell well in the private market, even as something as a tourist vehicle also, because it's a people mover. It is available with rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. It does get a 1.5-liter petrol engine, but if they brought it to India, probably they'd include the 1.4-liter diesel that we've seen in everything from the Etios to the Corolla Altis as well. And yeah, it does come fairly well loaded. So you got a touchscreen infotainment system, you got auto AC. It'll have practicality in terms of folding rear seats and all, even LED headlights. In fact, that's a big highlight. But they're probably going to have one showstopper at the expo, and the likelihood is going to be the Vios itself. The Rush, maybe they might introduce it for some feedback towards the end of the year, not at the Auto Expo, but Indian market. It's not an opportunity they want to miss out on, because the market they can really make a big impact in.
Absolutely. So yeah, Toyota will definitely, I think, play in that compactish SUV space, but maybe expecting the Rush at the Auto Expo, bit tricky, right? So that's about
the today.
The today. No, that's the tomorrow.
The tomorrow.
so that essentially is the tomorrow, and which brings us to the future, right? So now every single auto company, and Toyota is no different, they say the future is full of cars driving themselves, with owners busy on their iPads reading news and whatnot, and hopefully not a lot of cars that crash into each other. And that is where they bring artificial intelligence into the mix, right?
Exactly. So their pavilion is a lot about the future in terms of pedestrian safety, autonomous technologies, zero emission technologies. So you're going to see a lot of concept cars, but that's more so for showing what the brand is capable of. It's not necessarily something that will be production car related, at least for India in the near future. Probably talking 2020, later than that. So beginning with that, you have the Toyota TJ Cruiser. Just to be specific, we are talking about concepts we are hoping to see, because they do have several. Likely models include the Toyota TJ Cruiser that was showcased at the Tokyo Motor Show. Now, this is something of a combination of rugged SUV and practical MPV. So very boxy proportions. It's kind of a revival of the Hummer H2 if it was made today. Something more smaller in size but rugged nonetheless. 20-inch odd wheels, rugged suspension. It's practical on the inside, down to the fact that every single seat except for the drivers, they fold down for added storage. It's got a sliding rear door for increased or improved rather.
I think it'd make a really nice kidnapping vehicle. Okay, anyways, go.
It is based on the Toyota TNGA platform,
Yeah.
like it is with their current production range. And what we've heard from the designer is that this is previewing a potential production model for the future.
A global production
global
model. I
production
think
model.
that's more important there. But let's face it, a boxy MPV is and not all that exciting, at least to me. But what is definitely exciting is the GRHV. I hope I've got the name right because all Toyota concepts sound like
some alphabetical combination
that I can't wrap my head around, right? So the GRHV, definitely an exciting concept, at least from Toyota from 2017. So what it essentially is concept that's based on the GT86. Now that is one Toyota that I hoped and prayed would come to India, but that hasn't happened. So I'm hoping to see the concept at least, and it is like most new age Toyota concept. It is a hybrid, so it's got a petrol engine and a whole army of batteries. And what is really interesting about this particular concept is the fact that it's an automatic and a manual at the same time.
But not an AMT.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about AMTs. So if you're in the mood to relax, you've got buttons on the dash, PRND. You hit drive, you set off. If you want to have fun the old school way, you hit M, and you've got a proper H pattern shifter. So a proper floor mounted stick shifter. And I'm really hoping to see the GRHV in like a reboot of Initial D maybe. So yeah, that is
Thumbs
one
up
concept.
if you like that idea.
Yeah, if you're fans of Initial D, drop a comment below, right? So yeah, GRHV, and what else? Maybe something from the FT, because Toyota showcased 3 SUV concepts last year.
Right.
There was the FTAC, the 4X, and I think the TJ Cruiser
itself. So the FTAC is essentially, think of it like a hardcore off-roader from Toyota, a concept car of that. So it's got high ground clearance, you've got small overhangs, great approach and departure angles, you've got variable torque vectoring with locking differentials on all the wheels. You've also got cool stuff like a bike rack at the back, you've got a safari style storage rack up top. It's even got infrared removable cameras
right.
if you're looking to go exploring. So yeah, but again, to specify, if it wasn't obvious already, these aren't cars that we're looking at hitting the production market in India at least.
Yeah.
Anytime soon.
I think this is just Toyota saying, hey, look what we can do. Yeah, and so that's essentially it. So like we said, our point of focus for the Toyota stand is going to be the Toyota Vios or the Yaris sedan, whatever Toyota chooses to call it. In fact, that is going to be Toyota's focus for 2018 for India, right? So we will be bringing all the latest information from the Auto Expo live. So make sure you've subscribed to ZigWheels, hit that bell icon so that you get notified for every single video we upload on the 7th and the 8th.
Yep.
Right? So that's it from us for this episode of the ZigWheels ZigTalk. Like, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you.